Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode from my Roman campaign for the House of Julia. Now, I've ended 2 turns since my last episode, and have finished my closing tray. Sorry about that. Closing keyboard tray. I've ended 2 turns since my last episode, and we have finished that last technology that I was researching. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start working on my cohort organization, which will give me my legions, my Caesarian. Well, they aren't Caesarian; they're Marian, but similar to the Caesarian form of legion. I'm going to do that only because, well, basically because I have all this money and I really want to recruit more armies. I mean, I may as well use my money other than just accumulating a ton and doing nothing with it, basically. And second, because that will allow me to recruit more armies. Because, as I said, with my pre-Marian armies, I usually, just to keep things, more difficult and more interesting, I use only 4 armies: the 2 ally armies and the 2 Roman armies. But now I'm going to start researching the legions. Now, I had planned on being kind of sneaky, and by sneaky, it means I had planned on attacking the Editani, who were the emphasis on the past tense here. The Editani were allied to the Arverni, and the Editani actually have a crap load of territory. So, but what happened was, as soon as I decided to break my trade agreement with the Editani, the Arverni decided to declare war on their ally, the Editani. And so I was hoping, what I was hoping was not having to not have to declare war on the Arverni and have the Arverni declare war on me, which I don't know if that probably would still hurt me diplomatically, but at least it wouldn't have been so terrible as just declaring war on the Editani. Well, it probably would have been the same thing, which makes no sense to me, but at any rate, anyway, they beat me to it. Now I will have to declare war on the Editani anyway, and the Arverni anyway, and so I am going to, just because I can. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait with that until my Marian reforms. Declare war on them. I'm going to wait till I have my Marian reforms, but I'm going to actually break my non-aggression pact with them, and I'm going to probably trade with them for a couple more turns. I think it's something like 10 turns, and I have 14 turns until I can recruit my legions, and then something like 3 or 4 or 5 turns until I actually build the barracks that allows me to recruit legionaries. And so it's going to be some time, but I'm going to keep the trade going here. The Editani can kiss my ass. I don't really care. Okay, and I really would like to befriend the Apuli, but they don't seem to want anything to do with me at all, and I'm still untrustworthy, which is kind of ridiculous. It's getting becoming a bit of a pain in the ass. Okay, so no, you will not take that. You won't even trade with me, which makes absolutely no sense. So I do not know exactly what I'm going to be getting another battle in, but I'm just going to show you what I'm kind of doing. And if we get a battle, we get a battle, and if we don't, we don't. All right, we're moving up here into Britannia, and we're just trying to, encounter some factions and get some more trade and build some relationships and see what happens. So, Postumius Scapula, you are all healed up. I could, I don't want to disband her. She's my best spy, which is kind of pathetic, but she is what she is. So we're going to send her actually up into Arverni territory and have her just kind of scout around and see what the Arverni have lurking there for me. I'm not going to move my fleets around, but I probably will actually, very, very soon, recruit another one, just to kind of keep the Arverni bottled up. Alright, so you're here. I moved this army out of Migdol and moved it back up to Tingis, just in case the Editani or the Arverni or whoever had any machinations against me. Or machinations against me, or however you want to say that. Some people say machinations, some people say machinations. I say machinations, but hey. Let's call the whole thing off. Alright, let's actually... Do I want to move you over this way, or should I leave you in Iole? I mean, Sparta doesn't particularly love me. Which, I mean... I guess I suppose I can understand. We are allies, but they aren't like, here, marry our daughters. They're not really like that, so... I think I'll leave them in Iole or Eole for now. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit boring here, folks. So if I fast forward through a few episodes, or well, not fast forward through, but just not record some episodes, I hope you can forgive me. Record some turns. I hope you can forgive me for that. I'm just trying to get into a situation where it can be fun again. Yes, I am building a practice castrum. I did complete that research. I can build that now. Mortania. Alright, this will give me level 3 horses, which gives them extremely large penises. Okay. Okay, alright, that's good to go. That's lovely, wonderful. Okay, what else do we have? Everything is basically all ranked, all improved to as high as it can possibly be. And I'm doing all of this, moving them up to tier 4, just because A, they don't take away any food, B, they add a ton of public order, and C, I make money from entertainment, so that's lovely. Let's see, anything else? I really don't have anything else to do, so let's go to Magna Graecia, go over here to Brundisium, and be like, hey, we want some more fleets. Have you, House of Julia? No, House of Junia. Well, let's take a look at the faction, the politics for now. We are still, by far, the strongest group. House of Junia is second right now. Other houses. If we have anybody from other houses, I will recruit him from there. So let's see. Junia, Cornelia, Julia, Julia. Huh? No. Kind of confusing. This. Julia. All right. Well, we don't have anybody from other houses, so then we go to Junia, and I don't think I saw anyone from Junia. Julia, Cornelia, Julia, Cornelia, Junia. Okay. Well, we probably will take you. All right. Reinstate legacy. No. No. Herbert Near. Okay. Where is he? No. This guy, is it Julia? Junia. Okay. Raise Horit. Okay. So, take you. Huh? And now we're gonna recruit a bunch of really badass sons of bitches. Okay, so probably we'll get, instead of getting 9 of these, I'll probably get 7. And then I think I can get only 2 of. Oh, really? I can recruit more of those? Ah, that's the highest number of those that I can recruit. So I'll recruit 2 of those and 7 ballista ships, and then we'll go down to Carthago and do some nasty business. So lovely. Spent a little bit of my money. Oh. Okay, and here is the cohort organization. We shall research you. I almost said recruit. Research, and we shall end Turnsky. All right. So I have been hoping to get back on my discussion of, there not being any scientific laws when it comes to warfare. Not that there's no laws in war. Of course, I'm not talking about any international agreements that outlaw, say, for example, poisonous gases and these sorts of things, the use of poisonous gases after World War I and whatnot. That's not my point. My point is that basically there's no such thing as a scientific law like the law of gravity in war, and so it's really difficult to consider warfare a science per se. Okay, although people do to some extent consider it a science. My idea is that war is somewhat of a science simply because there are certain theories of it that can be tested. I mean, not like tested in a laboratory, but tested, in the laboratory of life. But it's also kind of a, if you will, it's also kind of art in that it has much to do with perception and psychology to some extent, although psychology is considered a social science. But I'll talk a little bit more about that, once I get my thoughts collected better, I suppose, because I've been straying from that. I've been going on different tangents. But I have actually quite a few ideas and things like that when it comes to warfare and whatnot. So But I'll try not to bombard you with them. Yeah, I'm not really going to move any of my armies right now, simply because I have no place to move them. Because I'm not attacking anyone, and we are basically, I think we're completely at peace right now, are we? We're at war with slaves. Yeah, okay, well, there are no slaves where I come from because everyone is happy where I come from, which is Rome. Okay. Italia. And yeah, I mean, to say war is an art, I mean, is of course, echoing Sun Tzu or whatever with his art of war and whatnot. But I think the whole point there is that to some extent, it is kind of like painting a picture to some degree, or making people perceive, making others perceive what you want them to perceive, and being able to get them to react a certain way and control their reaction, and a bit of manipulation of the senses and these sorts of things when it comes to being a general and the conduct of war. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But I haven't really collected my thoughts completely to try and make myself articulate, but not yet anyway. I will have to think on that and try and explain what I mean by that. But we're going to have a shitload of money here pretty soon because I'm not spending any money anywhere. So anyway, probably make this a shorter episode. I just want to give you kind of an idea of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. The Arverni are basically the only, faction to my west, or in the Western Mediterranean, really left. And, I mean, besides, I suppose, Sparta, but Sparta is my defensive ally, and the Arverni are quite large, considering... Do I want an non-aggression pact with you? I don't want to pay you. I mean, I have plenty of money, but I really don't want to pay you. Yeah, no, not so much. Nosos, do I want... Why am I unreliable again? Wasn't I untrustworthy? Is that better? I don't understand. Do I want a military alliance with you? You're not fighting anyone. How about I give you $5,000 and you become my client state? No, I'm not going to accept that. We're already defensive allies. I mean, I don't know what you plan on doing from your little area there in the middle of the Mediterranean, but you're not going to get me. You're not going to entrap me in any wars. So that's something too that I want to discuss a little bit. I mean, I know this is just a game, but I am trained in international politics and diplomacy and whatnot. Well, Alliance Forge. That's a bit of a problem because the Gitai hate me and the Apuli hate me, and that's going to be a problem. So we may end up having to fight the Apuli here and the Gitai here pretty soon, or the the Yetis. Okay, we're going to fight the Yetis. I could fight you. I really could. I mean, I don't have any problem with fighting you. Who are you fighting? You're fighting only Royal Scythia, and that would endear me to the Royal Scythians. Although the boy are also fighting the Royal Scythians. That would be interesting kind of triangular politics here, because these three factions, these two and myself, are basically the big boys out here in the northeast. But I hope to kind of also discuss, if not in this campaign, then in future campaigns, kind of just, some of the theories of international politics, just because I am much of my training has been in theory, although, it has also been practical as far as diplomacy is concerned, and a lot of my studies are, to make it a social science, if you will, okay, you have to be able to, and to even create a theory, you have to, use examples from the real world. You can't just live on top of a mountain and just dream of things. So, deductive and inductive theory formation, those sorts of things. So if you're familiar with any of those things, if not, then hey, whatever, then we can kind of discuss them, and you could possibly learn something, and hopefully we can have some sort of a conversation on that. But anyway, much of my training has been in, not all of it, but a solid amount of it has been in theory, and you can probably guess, if you know anything about international political theory or international relations theory, you can kind of guess from my discussions already which school I belong to, if you will. Again, I have absolutely nothing to do here, and I could just go ahead and declare war on the Apuli. The Gitai are kind of pains in my rear end here, but they're so far away. Do they even have any lands? They have one here. That's Royal Scythia. That's Chimeria. Pontus. Chimeria. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Parthia. Galatia. Galatia's flipping huge, man. Galatia might even be... Oh, they're not quite as powerful as Diam, but I think that has more to do with my... Has more to do with my economic power than anything. Let's see. The size of my economy. Oh, is it lagging again? God damn it. Why does this do this? There's absolutely nothing else running on my computer. I don't understand why it's slowing down. God damn, okay. I can't even click on anything here. Faction encountered. Oh, the... Who are they? Caledonians? Something like that? Come on. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, go away. Let's see, can we trade? With you. Who else is up here? Abdani or something? Caledonians, I cannot trade with you. We do not have an open... Oh, my good lord. If this is going to continue, then we're going to just have to end this episode here. And I don't want to do that because I would like to at least use this episode to talk a little bit and discuss a few things. But is that the only ones that we've... Brigantes? Okay, Brigantes. We cannot trade with you either. Okay, you're fighting... Who are you fighting? Come on. You're not fighting anybody. You're also not allied to anybody. Editani, we will destroy you in time. Let's see. Come on. Caledonians. Caledones. I believe are Pictish. Well, they're Celtic, but Pictish. Okay, anyway. Okay, it seems like that's been solved. So, you know what? I'm going to actually use this time to begin moving in on the Apuli. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to attack them right away. I have Malva. Actually, I'm going to bring both of my armies over here. I'm just going to use my time here while I'm getting ready to getting prepared to attack the Arverni, to move my armies around and get ready to attack the Apuli. And so we can still have some battles and a war with my pre-Marian Roman legions, and still talk about war and still talk about stuff. It's always nice to talk about stuff. Okay, Vulcania, Italica, and... Okay, so it's Antiqua that's up here. Okay, well, you guys are completely replenished, so I'm going to start moving you eastward. Go all the way to Patawi, past Patawi. Well, that's great. Alright, lovely. Yeah, I'm not certain if we'll get a battle in here or not, but at least next episode will be primed and ready to go with the Apuli. So let's end that turn. Yes. Okay. And it's not really that these things are so... For anyone on a non-aggression pact for 12,000. No. Go to hell. I will attack you after I finish off the Apuli. You spoke with an honest tongue because you're a mouth friend. Okay. It's not that these things are so, theory and whatnot is so damn important. And I mean, my practical experience is not, my practical training has not been in Europe or Arabia or North Africa. So it doesn't really apply so much to this game. But there are certain things I think that, even though they're not laws per se, military access. Why do you want military access?
Like yours. Can you not spare some for us?
What do you need military access for? You're not fighting anyone. How about if that you give me client state and I give you lots of money. If you give me client state, I give you lots of money, Actually, if we have client state, we don't really need military access. So, because we will ipso facto have military access. No, you're not going to do that? Okay, no. Sorry. Oh, another damn political intrigue. Promotion, okay. Well, let's do some politicking ourselves here. Just to say, screw you guys. Yeah, eat that. Eat my shorts. What is this? You can secure promotion as well. How much money is that? Ooh, it's a lot of money, but hey. Go to hell. You guys can do it, so can I. You cannot, you can. Okay. I don't know what that does. He's not really in an army, so. Anyway. But anyway, as I was saying, it's not so much that when it comes to international political theory that there are laws. Again, that's not my point. I mean, I'm not trying to. When we talk about sciences, typically we talk about hard sciences, which are more like the natural sciences. Although, you know, in all actuality, I have to question how hard some natural sciences are, and we can easily discuss that at another point in time. Why I think that some quote unquote hard sciences are not as hard as lots of scientists would like to have you believe. And I would not be the first person to say that either. So I'm not attacking science. I mean, I'm to some extent a scientist, and I have always enjoyed science. But there's a difference between enjoying science and thinking it's the end all and be all of all knowledge. And quite frankly, that's misleading, and that's pretty obvious. That should be pretty obvious that that is misleading, even though usually when you say something like that, folks tend to make certain assumptions about your, you know, political leanings or your religious leanings or whatever. It really doesn't have anything to do with any of that. It's just an objective. Well, not. I shouldn't say it's objective, but I mean, really, it is basically just an objective observation, if you will, that sciences are not as It's objective to say that they're not objective. It's kind of a, you know. Anyway, I'll talk about that hopefully not in a previous episode. I will talk about that in a previous episode. No, I will not. I'll talk about that in a future episode. And yeah, I guess I can't use future tense and past tense together. So at any rate, whatever. Okay, well, we are getting prepared here to attack the Apuli, and we're going to move down here to Zarmizagatuza, and that is actually, again, Zarmizagatuza is, not only is it a cool name, but if you know anything about history, it's also a really cool place. Not only because, well, I mean, having to do with the Romans and their invasions of Dacia or Dacia, but also because when the Romans did invade Dacia or Dacia and they attacked Zarmizagatuza, that whole scenario is played out in an episode of one of the shows that I mentioned before that I, for the most part, very much enjoyed, and that was Time Commanders. There was an episode done on the siege of Zarmizagatuza, and it was quite that now. Yeah, it was quite cool. I actually enjoyed that. But anyway, yeah, you can always just check it out on YouTube and take a look at, you know, just go Time Commanders, Zarmizagatuza, or just go Time Commanders and then search down the playlist until you find it. You want a trade agreement with me? Now that would really piss the Arverni off, but they're willing to pay me a ton. How about you don't pay me, you become a client? You won't do that. How about if you become my client and I give you money? That would really piss the Arverni off. Ooh, yes, indeed. I'm still untrustworthy, but fuck the Arverni. Imperium. All right, well, Arverni, I could be in a bit of trouble if they declare war upon me, because I have really not much out in my south. Well, I guess that's actually my northwest. It's south. Well, it's kind of South Central Europe. South Central. Don't be a menace to South Central, you bastards.
How can I be of assistance?
Or drinking your juice in the hood. Okay. Yeah, I hate landing up here in Hibernia, just because there's like no fucking place to land. It's just ridiculous. This is the Abdani. Well, the Abdanians could trade with me potentially.
How may I serve you?
Ibora. And I'm certain that the Editani are going to ask me to declare war on the Arverni. I don't really care. It's just a reason to get into a war with the Arverni. That gives me kind of a reason to discuss some things about international political theory, which, even though I do not anymore, considering, that's another discussion for another episode. But I'm not considering going into making a career of international affairs, not anymore anyway. That's another interesting discussion for international relations theory that I hope to discuss at some point. Why I chose to attack the Arverni in this situation and befriend the Editani. discussing balance of power and these sorts of things, which it's not really a difficult concept, but actually when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, it's actually extremely difficult to define what it means, because power has so damn many
Speak plainly and without
definitions.
idle purpose, and all will be well.
You're strong. I'll give you money.
Thrust
You
strikes
do not
out.
want to be my defensive ally, although the Rieti already are. Well, screw you bastards. Sparta is still, well, they're neutral, and it seems like they're improving. I thought they were down to like 4 or -3 or something not long ago. Arverni, I think, are pretty pissed. They should be. Yeah, they're getting mad. They're getting mad. That's gonna be a problem. But, all right. Oh, that's why. Why did I want to do diplomacy? Because I wanted to declare war on these stupid bastards, and hopefully that will suck in the Gitai. And
You have the ear of my people.
I have the ear of your
Do
people.
waste
Well,
words.
yeah. How's about that for the ear of your people? Stick my pinky in the ear of your people after I spit on it and give you a wet willy. How about that, Apulian bastards? Now, what I want is to go over here to the Gitai and be like, hey, Gitai,
I have little
peace.
pain in wasting the day on
and you, hi,
What
and you give me
say
money.
had better please my ears.
Weak. Yeah. How about you become my client state? No, you won't do that. Well, of course you won't. But if you give me money, I'll totally consider it. Hi. Hello. Great. Payments. Demand payment. Moderate. Okay. You bastards.
Money may win favor among whores, but we will not
Money may
refuse
women
royal filth
may
and
win
pleasure.
money may win favor among whores. It certainly does. Okay.
All my people.
So we are now at peace. We're unreliable again. I don't know why. Why does that make us unreliable? That should make them unreliable. Because fuck them. Why does that make them unreliable? At any rate, the Apuli are all by themselves against me. They have the entire province of Dacia by the look of it. So we will soon be taking Dacia, or Dacia. And I am going to... Can we get there? Can we get all the way over there? We could besiege both Malva and Zarmizagatuza. We cannot get all the way over there. It is fall. I hope we don't take attrition. Zarmizagatuza. Can we get all the way there? We could. Well, I would like to actually beat these fools in battle. But friends, that is going to be the subject of our next... Ooh, they have ballista. Of our next episode. So, I will end the episode here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back very, very soon with more fun. I am Ahdohgahlius Magnus, signing out.